I'm live. Okay, so as you must have seen on the thumbnail that today I'm going to talk about my placement experience specifically of NIFT. And what I'm gonna do is you can leave any of your queries that you might have, and I'll try to take that in between, whatever I tell you about, and any other query related to NIFT you might have, I'll take that along as well. So should I just wait? Should I just wait for like maybe a minute? I'll wait for a minute. So, yeah, last time I did an internship very specific to how to get an internship, and that went really good. That live went really good. A lot of you had a lot of questions. So I thought probably you all are also very inquisitive about what are the placement uh like process and what are the different ways to apply for jobs once you're done with your Masters of Fashion Management. I thought it makes a lot of sense for me to make a video about it considering I have already gone through that experience myself. So I'm gonna take you guys along today. So yeah, drop in any message you have, and I am going to start with what I've thought of in terms of what I'm going to discuss today. So let me just start with my placement journey. Basically, started when I was interning, and as all of you might know, if you have seen like videos on my channel, is that I interned for Mintra for a very for I think my graduation project for 4 months, and that is something that I got through my college. And when I had got that from my college, that was also another process. And considering COVID was sort of at its peak and stuff like that, we sort of had like work from home going on there. So we were good in that space altogether. So yeah, I got an internship. I'll just tell you quickly what my internship process, like getting the internship process was like. Basically, we get like a form where we put our portfolio and stuff like that, and there we put our CVs and what are the CGPAs you have and everything. And yeah, that sort of speaks about what you have done, what are the different experiences you might have or not have and stuff like that, and you sort of get shortlisted based on that, and then you sort of apply to it and get interview calls for it. And my first interview was with someone whom I would directly report directly, and the second interview was with their bosses, basically the department head. And yeah, I just had a lot of question and answer with them, and I sort of got the internship at Mintra. I'll just take few questions from the chat. Let's see what is there. Prince Kumar asks, which batch pass out are you? I'm a 2019 2021 batch person. My convocation's already done. The vlog is pending. I'm going to make it. But yeah, that's that. Next question. Hi, Aryan Gupta. I remember you from the last live, and you had a lot of questions to ask. I'm glad you came back for this video as well. Hi, Shilpa. Hope you're doing well. How much assistance do we get from NIFT for both internship and placement? Okay, so in terms of assistance, you will be like assigned a mentor from your college itself, and they will sort of they can they'll help you out with whatever contacts they might have, if in case you're not getting an internship or anything of that sort. In terms of, there's a placement cell at NIFT, and what happens is there are these specific dates on which a single center will host placement, and anybody from any center sort of can apply for that. And depending on how it is shortlisted and what are their criteria, people get shortlisted and you can sit for placements. In that way, but a lot of people from our college got placed from our college itself. So I hope I answered that. Aditya Jan says, hi Aditya. Thanks for joining. Anushka Chauhan asks, do NIF take for college trip bachelor's student? Now, bachelor's student, I don't know if they take you for college trips, but we were in masters, and in our second semester, we went for an outbound, which was closer to Mahabaleshwar, and there was like a day of like this whole, like there were 2 days of full just having fun, team building exercises, and a lot of insane amount of partying that master student do. um Smruti Smaranika. You opted for BDes or BF Tech. I opted for Masters of Fashion Management. Prince Kumar asks, where are you working now? I work in Amazon. Yeah. Now, as a site merchandiser, I might have told in the previous video as well. Um, Garvit Bhan Singh says, hi. Hi, Garvit. How are you? Aditya Jain says, I didn't get selected in NIFT this year. From where should I get coaching? Any recommendation? Hi, Aditya. Okay, so excuse me, guys. I have a bad cold. I might cough in between. But so what you can do, there's a video that I made. I'm going to link that down below in this live as well. There is a very specific coaching center that do like online courses as well, and they have like for masters of fashion management they prep you for GD and PI and stuff like that, and they had like nominal fees depending on what you choose and personal mentorship and stuff like that. So I will leave that down below, Aditya. I hope that helps you. Divya says, please show us your portfolio. Yeah, Divya, so I went back and actually saw my portfolio, and there's a lot of things which sort of come under my NDA when I went to intern with those companies. So that is something that I cannot share. I'm so sorry about it. But yeah, I had specifically said in my last video as well that I might not be able to share it because in terms of legalities, if I have an NDA with a company or something like that, then in that case, I won't be able to share because those are like their copyright stuff and the company's ownership. So I can't. I'm sorry about that. But I'll see if online if I see any portfolio which is sort of similar to mine, and I'll try to link that down below. I think that might help. Anushka Chauhan, you have to pay for college trip or no? So a very partial amount is something that you might have to pay for the college trip, and the rest college pays. So, and they make all arrangements. So, there's nothing that a student has to do. I'm surprised how it is very different from the conversation we want to have today. Garvit, I'm confused. Will it be worth it or not? Again, Garvit, in my last video, I had said this is something that you need to judge for yourself. I am somebody who can't tell you if that can be worth it because a lot of people make it work for themselves when they get into like a third or a fourth or a higher rank um, center. It depends a lot on how you want to make it work for yourself. Aryan Gupta, honestly, I started my NIFT journey like actually getting to even know about an MFM was via your content. So I always try my level best to never miss a live session by you. Thank you so much, Aryan Gupta. That made my day, my friend. That really made my day. I'm glad that it is helping somebody out, even if it's maybe just one person. But I'm just so glad that you said that. Thank you so much. So I'll just go back to what I was discussing. So I had told that about my internship experience. And after my internship, so here's the story. After my internship, I sort of did not get an offer from Mintra, but I was sort of told that there could be a chance that an opening might be there in the team that I was interning in. And if that's going to happen, I am going to be considered for it. But at the same time, I could not sit just idle and not apply for any other place because what if that Mindra thing does not come through? So it is a little suggestion for all of you as well that in case you do not have an offer with you by the time you're finishing your internship, start applying, guys. Like make your CV, make your portfolio, put your graduation project details, talk about it, on different platforms. Like, LinkedIn is a great way to showcase what you've done and stuff like that. And talk more about it. Try to connect with people you might want to like companies you might want to work with, like just send them a nice message and tell them if they have any openings in their team, and if they'd love to consider you, send them your CV. um in one of my in one of the videos actually I had seen, it was some other content creator who had made, and she specifically said like just go ahead, try to connect with these people that you want, like the companies that you want to work in. The worst case scenario is they don't reply, and that's not really a bad thing. Consider what if they reply. That will work out really well for you. So yeah, getting back to the whole conversation, so our placement sort of started from our NIFT Mumbai placement specifically, and in that a lot of companies would come. We would apply for it. We would give our CVs and portfolios and stuff. And I think I had sat for Reliance Brands. I think I had sat for it, and I had given an aptitude test. I am really bad at aptitude tests, to be honest, like really bad. And to my luck, I sort of forgot to put my CV in the Excel sheet, which was optional. And I thought, why to put when it's optional? And that was one of the biggest mistake I think I made, because you need to understand that aptitude test is important. Your score in aptitude test is important, but at the same time, a lot of HR people make sure that they see the CV just in case, not necessary that a person who might be good in the aptitude test might have a good experience, which might relate to, the department they're looking for or person they're hiring for. I'll take few questions now. Divya S asked, initial fashion internship are hyping. If you mean if fashion internships are hyping, I got 15K as a stipend. That was from Myntra. Not necessary all the companies are going to offer, but you must ask when you're getting your offer letter. What exactly did you do for Myntra? What did they ask in the interview? So for Myntra, A, as I said, I made a portfolio. B, do a lot of research. Like I know in Myntra you won't okay, so when this internship process happens, you do not really get a lot of, what do I say, information as on to which department you are interviewing for, which role are you interviewing for, because they're just trying to see where you fit rather than you trying to sell yourself as how you fit and all that stuff. So oh my god, guys, my cat has arrived. I cannot. Okay. If you hear some meowing in the background, sorry for that. So, yeah, as I was saying about Mintra, so they asked me a lot about what do you know about Mintra, tell about yourself, what you have done, talk about the different projects you've done. They one of the interviews also saw, like, he was really inquisitive, how do I make presentations and stuff like that. And I had made a lot of presentations during my NIFT time, when we used to do a lot of hypothetical brands and stuff like that. So that is something that they saw. Actually, they made me share my screen and see that, and I explained them about the brand and everything that we had gone ahead with, and like a rough gist of everything. And then they put you in situations, they put you in situations like, okay, let's say, like, for example, I had told them that I was in sales before, so they're like, okay, cool, sell me something, let's see how do you do it. I think it's a way of judging somebody, are they legitimately saying what they written in their CV. So yeah, I sort of sold like, like I think a lens card like frames to one of the interviewers. So that is something they're going to ask. They're going to make you see the brand they might be hiring for, and they might ask you, what do you think? And they're honestly, at that point of time, they are actually looking for you to give your perspective. You do not have to be agreeing to what they have to say. You can actually disagree and actually prove your point. That's a very good place to actually show them that you bring in a different perspective. So I think that helped, hopefully. Prince Kumar, I was also in Mantra for internship, and then opening got freezed. यार होता है यार, बहुत सारे organizations में ऐसा होता है. You can't really help it. It's just different circumstances, and you can't do anything. The best thing you can do is look for more opportunities. Uh, okay. Divya, what did they ask in aptitude test? Yeah, aptitude test is a lot like, um, how do I put it? Wait, a lot of logical reasoning, maybe a little bit of math, the way you would have in your NIFT entrance exam, exactly something of that similar, like a lot of aptitude, like logical question, logical reasoning, English essays maybe, or like, mathematics wale questions and stuff. तो वो सब हो सकते हैं. So be prepared for it. Just saying. Garvit will okay, okay, sorry guys if I pronounce it. Will Panchkula provide modeling fashion show in GE? I am worried about that. Of course, I think you can take modeling or fashion show in your GE. I'm very sure. Like when I was in MFM and I had to uh, choose my minor, I think it's a minor, like a two credit subject, right? A GE. Yeah, so I had chosen like theater, and people choose like fashion show and this and that. So it's absolutely all right. mm, I am from Delhi, so can I sit in NIFT Delhi placement? Are you from NIFT? Then you can. They'll like notify you whenever there's a company coming up through NIFT Center, if that was your question. Aryan Gupta, so there is a buffer time in between now and the session to start. Can you please suggest something which any person going for a MFM can do around this time to upskill himself for this course? Are you talking about like your semester breaks? If you are, then in that case, get an internship, guys. A lot of companies hire for like 15 days, half a month. Get an internship, work for them, learn for them from them, if you're inquisitive about something, I think that helps. Like I did a lot of internships वैसे ही मतलब बीच बीच में जाके internship करके आओ थोड़ा exposure मिलता है. You meet a lot of people, new people, you get different perspectives. So I think you can do that. If you're talking about like MFM से पहले का buffer situation, chill करो क्योंकि तुम्हारी अगली उसके बाद वाली जिंदगी बहुत बहुत ज्यादा hectic होने वाली है. I mean, won't have time for yourself. So just do things that you like. If you've gotten your seat, everything is sorted, चिल करो, फैमिली के साथ टाइम स्पेंड करो, दोस्तों के साथ मजे उड़ाओ, so that when you are at the course, you're gonna really, it's gonna be extremely hectic. So just letting you know. Uh, Prince Kumar, which center were you from? I was from NIFT Mumbai. Rupam Santra asked, what is their average salary package for fashion design? Yeah, fashion design ka I can't tell, yeah, Rupam. I'm so sorry. I do not have exposure in terms of what would they give fashion designing students and stuff. Don't really know about it. Uh, Issue asked, do FC students also um, have to do masters? नहीं क्यों करना है तुम्हें? If you are doing FC and if it aligns with what you want to do, let's say you want to work in a magazine, or you want to be a writer, or you want to be a photographer, or any of that sort which is related to FC, not necessarily you have to do masters completely depends on what you want to do eventually with your life. And if it is not aligning with, like, okay, there are two reasons people do masters. If their careers are not aligning with what they are currently doing or what bachelor's they've done in, so they want to get like a master's, right, in some other thing. Maybe another thing why people do masters or MBAs very specifically is to get a good degree, because of which their starting packages are quite great, their positions are higher than what you would get after a bachelor's, maybe of that sort. So that sort of happens, but that is very specific to MBA and not MFM, just FYI. Okay. Ayushi asks, please rank Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore for MFM in terms of salary package or placements. So in my experience, what I had seen was Bangalore got a lot of companies. Delhi will get a lot of preference because Delhi ka rank sort of a lot of like majority of the time it used to be high, but now I think it's Bombay. I think when I had gone for my convocation, that's what they had said, that Bombay was first or second. I'm still not sure. Bombay is usually the second one, Delhi is usually the first one, and Bangalore is usually the third one. But Bangalore, mein most of the companies' corporate offices are there. So, in case you want to do like internship while your this thing's happening, you can actually do it. If that makes sense. Rupam Sandra asked, what was your specialization? My specialization was in marketing. I'm very happy that I took it because that's where I see my career growing in. So now I'll go back to my placement experience altogether. I told you about till the time that I sort of gave aptitude tests and everything, and I sort of did not get through it. And that is the time that you want to, network with a lot of people on LinkedIn, apply for a lot of jobs, give as much interview as possible. But they're like, even if it might um, not seem like your ideal work, अगर वो थोड़ा भी related होता है, and if getting a little bit of experience in that company will make sense in your resume, I will say just give an interview and figure out what you want to do. So मेरे केस में क्या हुआ था is that I was applying to a lot of companies and stuff, and I did give a lot of interviews and stuff. And then I sort of got in touch with a friend of mine who works in Amazon, and he sort of referred me for Amazon site merchandising, like merchandiser wala thing. I was honestly like just applying in Amazon, and we had like sort of two rounds of interview there where it was, they do. Guys, 1 second, my father's calling. আমি একটু gotta always answer going on. Just saying. Otherwise, I'll be kicked out of this house. But yeah, what was I saying? So I had like two rounds of interview in Amazon, and it sort of worked out. I mean, the people who had interviewed me, they were quite great, like quite inclusive, and Amazon's culture is sort of very dependent on their principles. So they have very subjective questions more than asking you about skills and stuff, and it sort of worked for me. So yeah, that was that with my placement thing. And post that, I have sort of got my Mintra offer as well, and I sort of chose Amazon over Mintra because I think it made a lot of sense for me in different aspects. That is something that I can't reveal right now, but for me to go for Amazon rather than going to Mintra. Let me take few questions. Okay, I think Aryan said, are there any provision for MFM students to get a minor subject that also improves their designing acumen or enhances creativity? I think, Aryan, there are minors. I remember like few of my friends had taken FD because they were basically fashion designers doing masters, and they wanted to launch their own business later. I think they were. I am still not sure. Styling is something which is a minor, if that helps, but that designing, I'm not really sure. Yeah, Aryan, I think you'll have to check once you know, you're in the whole curriculum. I see type of subject taught in Masters of Fashion Management. Types of subject taught are management subjects. That sounds so. There are a lot of subjects like luxury brand management, marketing. Then what? Fabric studies. Then a lot of things. Yeah, बहुत कुछ पढ़ा था मैंने. मैं तो भूल भी गई. Like merchandising, all that stuff. बहुत कुछ था. Abhi already I'm out of the college. I hardly remember all the subjects, but you get what I'm saying. You can see it in the website. Website में सब कुछ दिया हुआ है, guys. You can go see it. Aditya Jain, my current package after graduation with 2 years of experience is 4 LPA, but in your last live session, you said NIFT MFM student get low salary packages. Irrespective of the work ex, Aditya Jain, depends on how you want to leverage your experience. If you have 2 years of experience, you sort of need to have a conversation with your employer per se and try to negotiate a higher salary. Try to look for other jobs, try to look other opportunities, and see how you can get your salary package increased. A lot of people do that in the whole uh, career, or you know, you get what I'm saying. Um, Aditya Jain, should I consider NIFT MFM them? यार मैं नहीं कह सकती. If okay, if you're thinking that your money is sorted after NIFT MFM, I don't think you should think that way, because to be honest, a lot of companies will offer you 4.5 or 5.5 depending on the job market as well. That can happen. A lot of them offer 6 LPA as well. If investing for 2 years is like in a course giving you 6 or 7, it will make a lot of sense for you. But in case that does not happen, then will it make sense to you? These are the judgment calls that you need to take. I just put out whatever conditions you might land up in. Okay, it's almost 25 minutes. I'm gonna take 5 more minutes, answer all your questions, and then go have dinner because my father's calling me. I think he got like steamed momos. I'm excited about that. So, Ayushi, how is buying different from merchandising since you have worked in both the field? Uh, Ayushi, that's a very good question. One second, let me just drink water first. Mm, buying, okay, buying and merchandising are sort of related, sort of not related. Merchandising can pan out in a lot of things, yeah. Site merchandising is different, normal store merchandising is different. Merchandising is basically planning and execution of a lot of ideas and the way a certain thing will look like. Buying is a lot to do with stock management, timelines management, planning, a lot of that. तो उस टाइप से थोड़ा अलग है। तो व्हाट आई फील इज बाइंग में ना इट्स अ लॉट ऑफ decision making based on numbers all the time, and unless and until you have a lot of experience in it, you cannot be like तुम ना वो क्रिएटिविटी मेरे को चैनलाइज करने का मौका नहीं मिला। बहुत लोगों को मिलता है, ऐसा नहीं है कि नहीं मिलता, बहुत लोगों को मिलता है मौका टू चैनलाइज द क्रिएटिविटी इन अ सर्टेन वे। मेरे को वो दिखा नहीं था। मर्चेंडाइजिंग में मेरे को थोड़ा दिखता है, यू नो, थिंकिंग अबाउट डिफरेंट आइडियाज एंड स्टफ लाइक दैट। तो आई थिंक मेरे को उस वे में मर्चेंडाइजिंग आई थिंक ज़्यादा पसंद पसंद आई। प्रिंस कुमार रेफमी इन अमेजोन, लिंक्डइन में जाओ, मुझे फॉलो करो, ठीक है? फॉलो मी ऑन ऑल द प्लेटफॉर्म्स, देन आई विल सी। No, Prince, send your CV if I see fit, and like send the job you think you're suited for, send that to me on LinkedIn. I'll see. I'm not making any promises, but I'll see. Swati Upadhyay, is it easy to get job after getting NIFT name? हाँ यार, थोड़ा तो होता है. Like the NIFT name actually works. People see you a different way. They also see you that you are somebody who's coming from a creative college. So yeah. Mm, Dipshika Bania asks, you did, yeah, I got my degree from NIFT, yes, my Masters of Fashion Management. Ayushi, is anything to be careful about before joining Mumbai hostel? Arey yaar, kuch careful nahi. I don't know what sort of a room you're gonna take or something like that. But यार सही है, मेरे को तो सही लगा. I felt be careful about your food बिकॉज़ मैंने 2-3 बार ना बहुत स्कैरी सिचुएशन सुने, तो खाना एक बार चेक कर लेना, बट खाना अच्छा मिलता है यार, नॉट बैड, लाइक उतना भी खराब खाना नहीं है। एंड मेक फ्रेंड्स, हैव फन, डू ऑल दोज़ थिंग्स, इट्स चिल। उतना कुछ नाटक नहीं है, अनलेस एंड अंटिल यू आर अ पार्टी एनिमल एंड इफ यू वांट टू गो आउट पार्टिंग एवरी डे, देन द लाइक कर्फ्यू टाइम विल बी अ प्रॉब्लम फॉर यू, बट अदर देन दैट और कुछ प्रॉब्लम मुझे लगता नहीं है। Rupam Santa asked, what is the average salary package for fashion management? I had told in the past video it can range somewhere around 4.5 to 5.5, but then again depends on which company is coming and at what time. Prince Kumar says, don't do NIFT if you think you will get good money after that. सब धोखा है। प्रिंस, मेरे को तुम भेजो, मेरे को ये क्या कहते हैं इसको, प्रूफ कि दिस इज द ट्रूथ, बिकॉज इट्स नॉट। गुड मनी क्या होता है? तुमने अगर 5 लाख रुपए इन्वेस्ट किए हैं, ठीक है, एंड इफ यू आर गेटिंग समवेयर अराउंड 5.5 इन एन ईयर, यू आर एक्चुअली मेकिंग अप दैट कॉस्ट। अगर मास्टर्स ऑफ फैशन मैनेजमेंट आपने किया, शायद ये कैलकुलेट आप कर लेते, बट वट एवर। Garvit Bhan Singh says, thank you so much, literally helped a lot. Garvit, thank you so much. Thank you for saying that. दीपशिका, क्या आपने निफ्ट से बैचलर्स किया है? नहीं नहीं नहीं, मैंने नहीं किया यार। मेरा बैचलर्स इज bachelor's of engineering in chemical engineering. I said engineering twice. Why I don't know, but I have a degree of in chemical engineering. I did masters of fashion management because I wanted to change my field. Aditya Jain, thank you so much for the suggestion. Aditya, thank you for joining. Thank you so much. Garvit Bhan Singh, she has done chemical engineering. देखो यार क्या सही follow करते हैं लोग, मेरे को इनको पता है मैं क्या करा है मैंने. I'm so glad you guys have seen this. Aryan Gupta, on a totally unrelated note, do good quantitative skills help during MFM journey? Like, do quantitative matter in fashion space? Aryan, I cannot emphasize on how much your quantitative skills help in any industry. And at the same time, if you get into any job after Masters of Fashion Management, trust me, like this world is very dependent on how much money we make. And if you're somebody who understands quantitative things, right, it is a huge plus for you, because at the end of the day you're back calculating your इन्वेस्टमेंट. आप इनपुट्स जो डाल रहे हो उसका आपको आउटपुट कितना मिल रहा है. अ क्वांटिटिव पर्सन विल अंडरस्टैंड इट रियली वेल. बाइंग में आई फील क्वांटिटिव skills help a lot. Like my quantitative skills are questionable, but I feel like that is a great skill to have. Yeah, like exploit it in your CVs. Just saying if you have that, and like tell them you're good with numbers. Tell them that you might have taken up projects in analysis, like data analysis, or like maybe buying projects and stuff like that. वो बहुत help करेगा. I'm just letting you know it's a good skill to have. Ayushi, I have an option between Mumbai and Bangalore for MFM. Please suggest which option will get me a better package. Ayushi, I can't say anything for sure. Mumbai, Bangalore, मैं नहीं कह सकती because it depends completely on the company that is going to come. And I will say Mumbai because the curriculum and the faculty members actually push you to your push the boundaries a lot. मेरे को वो लगा कि they try to push the boundaries as much so that the kids can get as much exposure as possible. And that is something that I've heard about my center for Masters of Fashion Management specifically. So that is that. Ayushi says thank you, by the way, for this live. Ayushi, thank you so much for joining. And yeah, it's 32 minutes. I'm gonna sign off now. Thank you so much, guys, for joining in. And leave in any topic you think that I must discuss in the next live, and I will do so. And thank you so much for joining. I will see you in the next video. Until the next video, bye.